Hello, hi guys. This is CA Balakrishna from lecturepedia.in. How are you? Hope you people are doing well. Even I am fantastic. In the today's class, we will be discussing CA Inter Audit revision test paper that has been issued by ICAI for the upcoming Jan 2026 examination. We will be completely covering the RTP that has been given. We will not be missing any of the question or any of the MCQ, including MCQ, case scenario based MCQ. We will be covering it. Got it? Let us start solving RTP that has been given by the institute. So starting with the case scenario based MCQ. So firstly I'll read the case scenario based MCQ, then we'll solve the MCQs. CA Anuj is in practice for the past few years as proprietor of Anuj and Associates. He is very keen on documentation aspects while performing assurance engagements. He handles audits of various corporate and non corporate clients with team members. The proprietorship concern also handles review engagements as well as engagements to report on prospective financial information. Prospective financial information means financial statements related to future, that is projections. So these things also they will handle as per the needs and requirements of its clients. Presently, it is handling audit of Buddy Enterprises, a partnership firm for the year 24-25 in middle of busy audit season. This business enterprise is also availing cash credit limit of 10 lakhs from CDB Bank. So they have taken 10 lakhs cash credit limit. Cash credit limit means working capital loan they have taken. So what will be the security for the working capital loan? Of course it will be current assets like inventory, debtors. On the security of these things, the cash credit will be given. Cash credit is one type of working capital loan. So in case of working capital loan there will be two concepts: sanctioned limit and drawing power. Remember? Yes. Now, the firm's partnership deed contains a clause stipulating audit of its financial statements by a firm of chartered accountants every year. However, there is no legal requirement to get financial statements of partnership firm audited. So, even though for the partnership firm audit is not required, the firm's partnership agreement contains a clause that the firm should get its books of accounts audited. Yes, it can be there is no problem with this. Its profit before tax is 15 lakhs. It seems its profit before lakh is 50 before tax is 15 lakhs. The audit team has planned everything right from risk assessment procedures to test of controls as well as substantive procedures. Audit plan and audit program have been duly documented. So they have also documented audit plan and audit program which has to be documented, right? However, during the course of audit, some information has come to notice of audit team which require changes in audit plan and could lead to revision of audit strategy. Now tell me, during the audit, can you change audit strategy and audit plan? Yes, of course you can change audit strategy and audit plan. So whatever the changes you have made to audit strategy and plan, that also you should document. Which circumstances caused to you change and what changes you have made, these things should also be documented, right? Yes. Now J, junior team member, is pondering over documentation requirements in this peculiar situation. So in this situation, since audit plan and strategy has changed, they should document the reasons why that plan and strategy has changed, right? This has to be documented. Next, another team member K has understood meaning of sufficient appropriate evidence while conducting audits. However, he is wondering over obtaining sufficient appropriate audit evidence in case of assurance engagements which may not be in the nature of audit. Assurance engagements not in the nature of audit means like if you provide assurance on a prospective financial information, if you provide assurance on any internal control, right, and review where you provide limited assurance engagement, right. So in those situations also, should you obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence? Yes, of course. If you are providing assurance, means you will provide assurance only based on the sufficient appropriate audit evidence. So not only in case of audit, even in case of other assurance engagement, even in case of review engagement, you have to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence. Now, at the initial stage, audit team has determined materiality for the financial statements as whole at 5% of profit before tax. That is 5% of 15 lakhs, that becomes 75,000. So 75,000 they have kept as materiality level. So how will you calculate materiality? Benchmark multiplied by a percentage. So here what benchmark they have taken? They have taken net profit as benchmark, and on that they have applied 5%. I told you always the percentage that you use in case of materiality will be single digit, less than 10, most of the cases, 99% cases. Whereas for calculating performance materiality, it will be double digit, more than 50%, like 60%, 70%, 80%, like that it will be there for performance materiality, right. So in our regular class I explained you the things in detail, how to calculate materiality, what is the link between performance materiality and materiality, all these things, if you remember. Next, K is also concerned about documenting materiality as part of audit documentation. So here, as part of audit documentation, you have to document materiality, how you have arrived at that materiality, and you should also document performance materiality also. Correct or not? Yes, you need to document both these things. How to calculate performance materiality? Materiality multiplied by a percentage, you will get a performance materiality. Next, K vividly remembers that assurance engagement involves three-party relationships. Yes, what are the three parties involved in assurance engagement? Auditor, responsible party, and the intended users. These are the three people who are involved in a assurance engagement, three-party relationship. However, another team member, Q, confronts him with the meaning of a three-party relationship. Okay, in accordance with the terms of sanction letter, it has been stipulated by CDB Bank that partnership firm is required to submit quarterly stock statements to the banker. Yes, since they have taken working capital loan, cash credit limit, they have to submit quarterly stock statements during the quarter ended 31st December 2024. Value of stocks declared by the firm to bankers is 10 lakhs. So in the stock statement, they have disclosed the value of stock as 10 lakh rupees, and margin stipulated in sanction letter is 20%. So if you remember, for calculation of drawing power limit, you will reduce a margin from the stock. So stock is 10 lakhs minus 20% of 10 lakh. How much it will come? 8 lakhs. So drawing power for this company is 8 lakhs. So it can draw only up to 8 lakhs from the sanctioned limit of 10 lakhs. The sanctioned limit, I guess they haven't given in the question. Okay, whatever the sanction limit is 10 lakhs. So from the sanction limit of 10 lakhs, it can withdraw only up to 8 lakhs. Since the stock value is only 10 lakhs and reduced by margin, you will get only 8 lakhs. Got it? Yes. Now we will answer the MCQs. Considering dilemma J described in dilemma of J described in the case scenario, which of the following statement is most appropriate? Let us see. Only overall audit strategy needs to be documented. No, you need to document overall audit strategy, audit plan, and changes that has taken place. So if you see option number D, overall audit strategy, audit plan, and any significant changes made during the audit engagement to overall audit strategy or the audit plan, all these things you need to document. So option D is the correct answer. Next, if you see in the question, in the case scenario, J is having dilemma about what things has to be documented, right, with respect to audit plan and the strategy. Next, guide K regarding most appropriate statement considering obtaining of sufficient appropriate evidence as described in the case scenario. Let us see the options. Sufficient appropriate evidence is to be obtained only in case of statutory audits. No, you have to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence for audits, for reviews, and also for any other assurance engagement. For all these things it is required. So option A is not correct. Option B, sufficient appropriate audit evidence is to be obtained in audit engagements, yes. In review engagement, yes. In engagements involving examination of prospective financial information, yes. In all these situations, you have to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence. So option B is the correct option. Next, MCQ 3, advise K regarding most appropriate statement in respect of documenting materiality. So, see, for third MCQ, second MCQ, you need to read the options. Only if you read the options, you will be able to identify which option is correct. Let's see. Materiality of 75,000 need to be documented. Yes, materiality of 75,000 has to be documented. This looks correct only. We will see further options also, and we have to select the best option. Performance materiality which is set at more than materiality. See, performance materiality will be always less than materiality. They are saying more than materiality, so this is wrong. Next, performance materiality which is set at less than materiality, yes, for the financial statements as a whole requires to be documented along with the materiality of 75,000. Yes, performance materiality as well as materiality, both the things should be documented. So if you compare option A and option B, option C, which is best option? Option C is the best option. So understanding, you should not take the decision by just reading one or two options. You need to read all the options and only select the correct option. You need to select the best option for the given MCQ. Got it? Yes. If you haven't read the remaining options, you would have felt that option A is correct, but actually option C is correct. The best option is option C. Got it? Yes. So you should be very careful while solving MCQs. Next, fourth MCQ. Which of the following combinations best describes three-party relationship in the context of a partnership firm? We already know who are three parties. We will see the options. Anuj Associates, yes. Audit firm. Management or partners of buddy enterprises, yes. And income tax authorities, no. See, income tax authorities are one of the users. Apart from income tax authorities, there will be bankers, there will be shareholders, there will be creditors. Lot of intended users will be there. So you should use the term intended users. Intended user doesn't mean only income tax authorities. There will be lot of people. So option A is not correct. Individual team members assisting CA Anuj, not individual team members. You should include complete the audit firm. So this is also wrong. Anuj Associates, management partners of buddy enterprises, and bankers. Then they are saying again the same mistake they are doing. You should use the term intended users. Anuj Associates, management partners of buddy enterprises, and the intended users. Yes, intended users includes the bankers, income tax authorities also. Got it? Yes. So option D is the correct option. Next option number MCQ number 5. Which of the following statements is true regarding drawing power on the basis of facts given in the scenario? We have calculated drawing power. We got it as 8 lakhs, right? So DP is 8 lakhs and the firm can withdraw up to 8 lakhs. So option D is the correct option. By now, the case scenario based MCQ is completed. Now going to the general MCQ, MCQ number 6. Auditor of PAC Private Limited, a pickle manufacturing company, notices that the company is expanding its operations into North Indian states in financial year 24-25, but the related internal control system remains the same to handle the increased volume of transactions. So transactions increased, but the internal control remains same, and consequently auditor concludes that material misstatements would not be prevented, detected, corrected by the entity's internal control system. So what definition they are saying? If internal control system cannot prevent, detect, correct misstatements, we will call such risk as a control risk. If you remember, control risk is part of audit risk. So option B is the correct option. So type of risk involved here is option B, control risk. Next, seventh MCQ. The auditor of XYZ Limited performed audit procedures to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence covering each and every area impacting the financial statements of company by 20th July 2025. So all the audit procedures completed by 20 July. Okay. So this is the timeline. 20 July, all audit procedures completed. Next, before signing auditor's report on 16th September 2025. So on 16th September, he wanted to sign audit report. Here, procedures completed. Okay. The auditor became aware of a fire accident at company's yarn factory on 10th August 2025. That means here in between, on 10th August 2025, a fire has occurred before signing the audit report. Okay. Destroying large part of inventory, auditor's responsibility in such a situation. Or so this is a subsequent event, correct or not? Events occurring between the date of balance sheet and the date of auditor's report, and facts which become known to the auditor after the date of auditor's report. This is the definition of subsequent event. So this event of occurring fire is a subsequent event. So with respect to subsequent event, what procedures auditor has to perform? Let us see the options and we'll select the correct option. So if you see, they have given three procedures, and from the three procedures they are asking you which procedure you have to perform. Let us see. Perform audit procedures designed to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence that all events occurring between the date of financial statements and the date of auditor's report that require adjustment or disclosure in the financial statements have been identified. Yes, this procedure you have to perform. You have to check whether all events occurring between the date of balance sheet and the date of auditor signing were they properly identified. Yes, this procedure you will perform. Next, if such a subsequent events that require adjustment or disclosure in the financial statements have been identified, it shall be determined whether each such event is appropriately reflected in those financial statements. This procedure also you will perform. If you see, as per SA 560 subsequent event standard, these two procedures you will have. Let us see third procedure what they are saying. Obtain a written representation from management that all events occurring subsequent to the date of financial statement and for which appropriate adjustment has been made, has been done, or required disclosure has been made. This procedure also you will perform. You will also obtain a written representation from the management that they have performed procedures to identify all the subsequent events. So all these three procedures you will perform with respect to subsequent events. So option number D is the correct option. Next, MCQ 8. While conducting audit of Sandhya Limited, having turnover of 200 crores and borrowings from banks 50 crores, audit team is determining that accounting policies and methods of recording debt are appropriate. See, accounting policies and method of recording debt. Recording means what will you record? Value of debt you will record. So whether they are appropriate or not, they are seeing are appropriate and applied consistently, and also verifying loan balance with reference to sanction letter. If you observe in this procedure, auditors are focusing more on the amount of loan. So which assertion they are addressing? See, by doing above, audit team is trying to satisfy about valuation assertion, can you say? Because they are checking whether the amount that is present in the sanction letter, is it matching with the amount that is shown in the books of accounts, whether accounting policy that has been followed for recognizing the amount is correct or not. So all these procedures are related to valuation only. So option C, 8th MCQ, option C, valuation is the correct option. Clear? So by now we have completed discussion of MCQs. Now we will start discussion of theory questions. So before starting, if you are liking this discussion of RTP, you have to convey me that you are liking by commenting the best RTP discussion. So I want you people to comment if you like this RTP discussion as the best RTP discussion in the comment box. See, this will give me motivation to bring more and more content for you people. Got it? Since I am recording in a studio, there are no students in front of me, I need to get some motivation, right? So this gives me motivation. Got it? Yes. So if you are really enjoying the video, don't forget to comment. Next. So starting with the theory questions. First theory question. Mickey and Associates Chartered Accountants were appointed as the auditors of STI Limited, a textile manufacturing company, for the financial year 24-25. Management of company discussed with the newly appointed auditors that company has been suffering losses for the last few years, and also directors are suspecting that accounts are not properly maintained and might contain errors and frauds. So in the given situation, management of the company requested the auditors to give complete assurance or guarantee about the financial statements. That means management is asking for absolute assurance. Tell me whether auditor can give absolute assurance. No, he can only give reasonable assurance, right? So the same thing you have to explain in your answer. So they're asking, can the auditors give complete assurance or guarantee in the above situation? Discuss with reference to objective of audit. So where is objective of audit discussed? In essay 200, objective of audit is discussed. What is objective of audit? To obtain reasonable assurance that financial statements as a whole are free from material misstatements, whether due to fraud or error, thereby enabling the auditor to express an opinion on whether financial statements in all material respects has been prepared as per applicable financial reporting framework or not. Right? This is the objective that we have learned as per essay 200. So you need to write this objective and state that in this objective they have used the term reasonable assurance. And reasonable assurance means a high level of assurance but not absolute assurance. And you should also differentiate what is meant by absolute assurance, what is meant by reasonable assurance. So in this manner your answer should be there, these points should be there. You have to write objectives as per essay 200. You need to differentiate what is absolute assurance, what is reasonable assurance, and finally you need to conclude that auditor cannot give absolute assurance, he can only give reasonable assurance. And you can also state that auditor cannot give absolute assurance because of inherent limitations. That point also you can add. Got it? Yes. So these things you need to write for the 8th question. Next, 10th question. Mica Associates Chartered Accountants are appointed as statutory auditors of B Limited for the first time in financial year 24-25. Before commencing the audit, engagement partner considers the integrity of directors, evaluates compliance with ethical requirements, including independence, sends an engagement letter to avoid misunderstanding. Now, explain the above stage of audit planning process as considered by the engagement partner. If you see, in case of audit, there are 3 stages. What are the 3 stages? Planning stage, execution stage, and finally reporting stage. Now, even before these 3 stages, you will perform certain procedures and you will call them as preliminary engagement activities. So what are these preliminary engagement activities? Client acceptance and continuance procedure is a preliminary engagement activity that you will perform. Basically, this is discussed in essay 210. You have this concept, and you also have this in SQC 1, right? So client acceptance and continuance procedure, there we have discussed, and in essay 210 also we have discussed preliminary engagement activities. Next, you will also check whether you will be able to comply with ethical requirements if you accept the audit, right? And next, you will also give a clear understanding of terms of engagement in the form of engagement letter, correct or not? Yes. So these three things you need to explain, and you should say that the things that are being performed here, this stage belongs to preliminary engagement activities. You need to write that that these stage, the procedures that they are performing here is related to preliminary engagement activities. Got it? Yes. Next, question number 11. SPOM and Co. is a firm of chartered accountants established in 2010 with major focus on audit practice. In financial year 24-25, firm has 4 partners and 15 article assistants handling various internal audit and statutory audit assignments. Partners and article assistants meet monthly to discuss various aspects of practical as well as academic issues. While discussing about various aspects of audit risk, risk of material misstatement, etc., partner yes asks one of the article assistant to explain the concept of a misstatement with the help of at least 5 examples. So you need to write the definition of a misstatement. So what is the definition of misstatement? Financial reporting framework gives you guidance about amount, classification, presentation, disclosure, right? Now you have to follow this amount to classification, presentation, disclosure guidance given by financial reporting framework. But if management, while preparing financial statements, follows amount to classification, presentation, disclosure, that is different from the amount to classification, presentation, disclosure prescribed by the financial reporting framework, then you will call such a situation as a misstatement, correct or not? Yes. So the same definition you need to write down, and examples of misstatement, it is very easy. Okay, number of examples you have for misstatements, right? So inventory should be valued at cost or NRV, whichever is where, but it is valued at cost only. Fixed assets. So on fixed assets, you need to properly provide depreciation. Depreciation not provided, right? So like this, n number of examples as you wanted, you can write. Got it? Yes. Next, question number 12. With respect to SA 505, external confirmations, name the appropriate term that may be used in relation to below statements. So they have given certain definitions. You need to identify to which term that definition belongs to. Let us start. First one, audit evidence obtained as direct written response to the auditor from a third party in paper form or by electronic or other medium. So this is definition of external confirmation, correct or not? You will call this as external confirmation. Next, a request that the confirming party responds directly to the auditor, indicating whether confirming party agrees or disagrees with the information in the request or providing the requested information. So this is a positive confirmation request. This is the definition for positive confirmation request. Whether you agree or you don't agree, you have to respond. Next, a request that confirming party respond directly to the auditor only if the confirming party disagrees with the information provided in the request. So this is a negative confirmation request. Correct or not? Yes. Next, a failure of confirming party to respond or fully respond to a positive confirmation request. That means confirming party has failed to respond or confirmation request written undelivered. You will call this as non-response. Correct or not? If you haven't received any response from the confirmation party or confirming party, you will call such a situation as non-response. Next, a response that indicates difference between information requested to be confirmed or contained in the entity's records and the information provided by the confirming party. So in the entity's financial statements or sales invoice, 20,000 is written as amount receivable, but when you have asked for the confirmation, the confirming party has given confirmation request stating that I have to pay only 15,000. Now there is a difference between these two. What do you call this situation? It will be called as a exception. Do you remember? Yes. So this is the exception. So these are the definitions of these 5 things that are given in the question. Next, question number 13. Saini and Co Chartered Accountants have been appointed as the statutory auditors of Delight and Delight, a partnership firm, for the first time for the financial year 24-25. The previous year's financial statements were not subject to audit. So, previous year's financial statements have not been audited. During the audit, the new auditors noticed differences in some opening balances brought forward from previous year with respect to relevant essay. So they are speaking about opening balances. Which standard deals with opening balances? Essay 510, initial audit engagement to opening balances. So as per essay 510, explain the objective of auditor with respect to opening balances. Tell me what are the objectives of auditor with respect to opening balances. He needs to check whether opening balances are correctly, that is closing balances of a previous year, or correctly brought forward to current year as opening balances, and whether accounting policies that are used in the opening balances are consistently followed, and if at all there is any change in the accounting policy, whether that has been properly accounted for or not. These are the objectives that you have to write down as per essay 510. Next, question number 14. In the balance sheet of Watches Limited, additions worth 20 crore are appearing under property, plant and equipment. Okay. Auditor of the company, in addition to the procedures undertaken for verifying completeness of additions to PPE during the period under audit, while performing testing of additions, also want to verify that all PPE purchase invoices are in the name of company. Name the relevant assertion for verification of ownership. So in which assertion you will verify ownership? You will call it as rights and obligations assertion. Correct. So in rights and obligation assertion, you will verify ownership and procedures to verify the same. So what procedures you will perform to verify rights and obligation with respect to PPE? See, with the addition, with respect to additions, you will check whether invoice, purchase invoice is in the name of company, and if they are immovable property like land, building, then you will check whether title deeds or in the name of company, and whether that title deeds are original copies. If at all original copies are not available, let's say the company has taken loan from a bank, and for that loan it has handed over the original documents of land to bank as a security. In such a situation, you will obtain bank confirmation whether the original documents are actually available with the bank. So these are the audit procedures that you will perform with respect to verification of rights and obligations on the assets. PP, got it? Yes. Next question number 15. FSY and Co Chartered Accountants completed the statutory audit of Himmat Limited for the year ended 31st March 2025. The audit partner instructed the audit team to finalize and assemble the audit documentation immediately after signing the auditor's report on 15th September 2025. However, audit team took this instruction lightly and forgot to assemble the audit documentation. After 6 months, audit team started assembling the audit file and completed its documentation. When audit partner became aware of this, he called a meeting of staff and discussed policies and procedures for timely completion of audit files, changes to audit documentation, period of retention of the engagement documentation. Explain various points discussed by the audit partner. So, he is discussing about time limit within which you need to complete the documentation. So, within 60 days from where? From date of audit report, you need to complete the audit documentation. And next, he also mentioned about retention period. Retention period means for how much long you need to hold that documentation with you only after maintaining them. For a period of 7 years, you need to retain that audit documentations with you only. Got it? And you can also mention about administrative changes. See, administrative changes you can make to the audit documentation even after 60 days. What will be administrative changes? Deleting superseded documents, that is draft versions, deletion of draft versions. Next, sorting, cross referencing of documentation. Next, adding a document which is already agreed among the team members during the audit. All these comes under administrative changes. So you can also mention about that administrative changes to the audit documentation. Got it? Yes. Next, question number 16. GEM Limited has appointed GSP and Co. Chartered Accountants as its statutory auditors. While conducting its audit, the audit partner requested the management to provide a written representation that it has fulfilled its responsibility for the preparation of financial statements in accordance with the applicable financial reporting framework. Manager is of the view that since all records and evidence have already been given, a separate written representation is not required. See, here, if you see as per SA 580, written representation, auditor has to obtain written representation from the management with respect to whether management has fulfilled their responsibility for preparation of financial statements as per the applicable financial reporting framework or not. This is a mandatory requirement. So manager of the company cannot say that we have given all the documents, written representation is not required. So as per SA 580, this written representation should be asked by the auditor. So this you need to write down by referring SA 580. Got it? Yes. Next, 17th question. SA 701 deals with the auditor's responsibility to communicate key audit matters in the auditor's report. Yes, key audit matters means those matters that are significant for the purpose of current period audit in the professional judgment of the auditor. Right now, it is intended to address both the auditor's judgment as to what to communicate in the auditor's report and the form and content of such communication. Okay, in the above context, explain the purpose of communicating key audit matters. So, we have discussed this. Why will you communicate key audit matters? The purpose, it will increase communicative value of audit report, correct or not? It will provide additional information to the users, correct or not? So this is the purpose. Still there is one more purpose. Let me take you that particular answer. So if you see, it enhances communicative value of auditor's report. Yes. And additional information to intended users. Yes. In the auditor's professional judgment were of most significant in the audit of financial statements of current period. Communicating key audit matters also assist intended users in understanding the entity and its areas of significant management judgment, right? So these 3 points you need to write. First one, second one, and third one. These are the three key terms in the answer. So if those three key terms are there, only then you will get the marks. Next, question number 18. You are appointed as auditor of a Great Eastern Hotel, a 5-star hotel for the financial year 24-25. As an auditor, what are the special points that need to be considered in verifying inventories in the nature of food and beverages? See, in case of hotel industry, the nature of food and beverage is such that they are easily portable and saleable. Portable and saleable means you can easily take them and you can sell them outside. So this term you need to write, portable and saleable. And what procedures or what care internal control you should take with respect to protection of inventories in hotel. See, first of all, you need to keep all this inventory in a proper place and lock it properly. And the lock should be available only with the authorized people. Okay. And the lock should be, access to lock should be given only to the authorized personnel. None of them should be given access to the lock. And hotels, for valuation of inventories, they will appoint their own valuationers. So if auditor wants, he can depend on the valuation reports given by that valuationers appointed by the hotel. Got it? So these things you need to write down with respect to protection of inventory. See, areas where inventory kept must be locked. Key should be released only to trusted personnel. Many hotels use professional valuers, right? And auditor should ensure that all inventories are valued at the year end and that he should himself present. So for physical inventory verification, auditor he himself should present at the location where the physical inventory is going on. Got it? So these are the things that you need to take care. Next, question number 19. Yeah, question number 19. While verifying provision of advances of branch of HFC Bank as part of statutory branch audit, CA notices that credit facilities consisting of term loan to JT Mills have been classified under doubtful D2 category. So they have been classified as D2. D2 means they are in the state of doubtful for more than 1 year, right? 1 year to 3 years, you will classify it as D2. What is the provision for D2? If it is unsecured, right? If it is unsecured, you will provide 100% provision. If it is secured, you will provide 40% provision for D2 category, if you remember. Now the outstanding balance in above term loan account as on 31st March is 150 lakhs. So 150 lakhs is outstanding and it is in the category of D2. Now, value of security held in account is 100 lakhs. So, only up to 100 lakhs security is present. For the balance 50 lakhs, no security. So, on this 100, you will provide 40% provision. On this 50, you will provide 100% provision. How much it will become? It is 50 lakhs. This is 40 lakhs. Total 90 lakhs provision you have to provide. Got it? Yes. So the branch has made a provision of 75 lakhs only. So still additional 15 lakhs provision you should suggest the bank to maintain. Is the provision made by the branch proper? No, it is not proper and you need to write down this particular discussion. Got it? Yeah. Next, question number 20. CA Jatin, first of all, we'll read what they're asking. Identify and explain the fundamental principles of professional ethics involved in the above situations. So they have given three situations: situation 1, situation 2, situation 3, and they are asking you which fundamental principle is involved. First of all, what are the fundamental principles? There are 5 fundamental principles. Tell me the 5 fundamental principles: integrity, objectivity, confidentiality, professional competence and due care, professional behavior. So from these 5 fundamental principles which are involved in these particular situations, they are asking. Let us see. CA Jatin is auditor of XYZ Pharma, his brother-in-law's partnership firm. So, auditor of his brother-in-law's partnership firm. So, there is a relationship. Now, his family relationship creates a conflict of interest that could unduly influence his professional judgment. That means he cannot act objectively. Objectivity means what? Objectivity means taking decisions without being influenced by the will and wish of third party, right? But in this situation, since it is your brother-in-law's partnership firm, you will be influenced, so you will lack objectivity if you accept this engagement. So here involved element is objectivity. Okay, next. In another assignment of tax audit of company, CA Jatin is also required to prepare company's tax return. He fails to check the latest provision of Income Tax Act. So he should have complete knowledge of laws and regulations. He should have complete knowledge about how to do the work that he has accepted. Now he doesn't updated himself about the latest provision of Income Tax Act. That means he is lacking professional competence and due care, correct or not? So which allows for major new deduction resulting in the client overpaying the income tax. So here professional competence is involved. Next, CA Jatin is also preparing GST returns of one of his clients. The client instructs him to intentionally understate the sales figure to reduce the tax liability. So, if you are intentionally, wantedly showing something wrong, that means not being truthful. What is meant by not being truthful? Integrity, right? Integrity means being truthful, honest, straightforward. All these things we have discussed. So if you provide wrong information, it means that you are lacking integrity, right? So in the answer, what you should do is you have to first of all give the basic definition of these 3 things and link those definitions to the current scenario and conclude whether in the current scenario they are having objectivity, integrity, professional competence, and how they are lacking. In this manner, you need to write this particular answer. Got it? Yes. So this is complete discussion of RTP for CA Inter Audit that has been issued by the institute for upcoming Jan 26 examinations. Now, if you if this RTP discussion was useful to you, you have to give me a Guru Dakshana in the form of a comment saying the best RTP discussion. Got it? So I already told you this will give me motivation to record more and more videos, to bring more and more content to help you people. Got it? Yes. So by this, I'll be winding up this class. We'll meet in the next class. Until then, take care. Bye bye. See you.